John Spencer, first Earl Spencers. Spencers, Earl 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 Spencer Surfers. John Spencer, first Earl Spencer, 19 December 1734, 31 October 1783, was a British peer and politician. Early life. Spencer was born on 19 December 1734 at Althorpe, his family's home in Northamptonshire. He was the only son of the Honourable John Spencer and his wife, the former Georgiana Caroline Carteret. His only sibling was his sister, Diana Spencer, who died at 8 years old. After his father's alcohol-related death in 1746, his mother married secondly William Clavering Cowper, 2nd Earl Cowper. His father was the youngest son of Charles Spencer, 3rd Earl of Sunderland, the first Lord of the Treasury and Lord President of the Council under George I, and his second wife, Lady Anne Churchill, third daughter of the first Duke of Marlborough, who served as Lady of the Bedchamber to Queen Anne. Among his paternal family were Uncle Robert Spencer, 4th Earl of Sunderland, and Lady Anne Spencer, wife of 1st Viscount Bateman, Charles Spencer, 5th Earl of Sunderland, who succeeded his great-aunt Henrietta, becoming the 3rd Duke of Marlborough, and Lady Diana Spencer, wife of the 4th Duke of Bedford. His mother was the 3rd daughter and heiress of Lord President of the Council John Carteret, 2nd Earl Granville, and his first wife, Frances Worsley, a daughter of Sir Robert Worsley, 4th Baronet. Among his maternal family were Aunts Louisa Carteret, wife of the 2nd Viscount Weymouth, Grace Carteret, wife of the 4th Earl of Dysart, Frances Carteret, wife of the 4th Marquess of Tweedale, and Sophia Carteret, wife of the 1st Marquess of Lansdowne. Spencer was the principal beneficiary, under the will of his great-grandmother Sarah, Duchess of Marlborough, who stipulated, however, that should he at any time accept from any king or queen of these realms any pension, or any office or employment, civil or military, except the rangership of Windsor Great or Little Park, the estate would pass to the next heir, as if the same career were. After going on a grand tour, Spencer returned to England, where, in 1754, he was too young to stand for Parliament, but in return for James Grimston's election at St Albans, the Grimston family promised to support for him or his nominee on the next occasion. In March 1756, Spencer, standing on the Whig interest, but lost in the exceedingly expensive by-election at Bristol, where Jarrett Smythe was elected. Nevertheless, Spencer was returned on 9 December for Warwick, mainly on the interest of Lord Brooke, later the 1st Earl of Warwick. Spencer represented Warwick alongside Henry Archer. On 27 November 1760, Spencer wrote to the Duke of Newcastle, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, stating, "As I am the representative of the Sunderland family, and as my particular circumstances are such from the Duchess of Marlborough's will that I cannot receive any favour from the king except a title, I should hope that if his Majesty thinks me worthy of a peerage he will not confer upon me a less dignity than that of a viscount. I hope your Grace has observed that ever since I sat in Parliament." Newcastle replied that the king had received the application, but that there would be no immediate creations. Therefore he continued canvassing St Albans, but toward the end of February 1761 he nominated Viscount Nunningham in his place, likely after being informed of his impending creation. On 3 April 1761 he was created Baron Spencer of Althorpe, and Viscount Spencer by King George III. Spencer went into opposition with Newcastle in 1762, and when the Rockingham government was being formed, Newcastle noted in his lists Viscount Spencer to be created an earl, which happened when he was created Viscount. Next, he adhered to the Chatham administration. Lord Spencer later served as High Steward of St Albans in 1772 and Mayor of St Albans in 1779. Personal life. In 1754, the 20-year-old Spencer met 17-year-old Margaret Georgiana Poyntz, who was the daughter of the English diplomat and courtier Stephen Poyntz. The two were instantly attracted to one another, but Spencer was uncertain if he would have his family's approval for the match and opted to spend several months traveling until his 21st birthday, when their approval would no longer be necessary. On his return they recognized their love had persisted, and shortly after his birthday they married in a secret ceremony on 20 December 1755 at Althorpe, the Spencer family seat in Northamptonshire. The ceremony, held in an upper bedroom, occurred during a ball held in Spencer's honor with 500 guests in attendance. They had 5 children, 3 of whom survived infancy. Lady Georgiana Spencer 1757–1806, who married William Cavendish, 5th Duke of Devonshire. George John Spencer, 2nd Earl Spencer 1758–1834, who married Lady Lavinia Bingham, daughter of Charles Bingham, 1st Earl of Lucan. Lady Henrietta Frances Spencer 1761–1821, who married Frederick Ponsonby, 3rd Earl of Bessborough. Lady Charlotte Spencer 1765–1766, who died in infancy. Lady Louisa Spencer 1769–1769, who died in infancy. Spencer died aged 48 in 1783, near Bath. He had suffered from a long illness. He was buried in the family vault at St. Mary's Church, Great Brington in Northamptonshire. His widow lived another 30 years before her death on 18 March 1814. Coat of arms,